I guess that just
I guess
started
that's
and
it.
I screwed that up. Whatever. Yeah.
I was like still
Well,
drinking.
yeah.
Jeez.
Welcome to the Geeks. This is Alil.
And this is Steve keeping it green.
No Sean tonight. Pacino wrote before that Sean would be watching the Laker game. He's not. He's got his nephew's game that he's watching. So he will not be joining us tonight. And Steve is making some loud ass noises, man.
I was running late today. I don't have, what is there, like 2 people on? It is what it is.
Yeah, it's true. 2 people. That's all right. So, yeah, it's been a week. Not a lot of news. Not a lot going on. We did have, and that's what I wanted to kind of talk to you about, Steve. I thought it'd be interesting to get your take. The Game Awards happened this week, and there was a lot of drops of some games. I was pretty excited for some stuff that came out of there. But I was kind of
You'll have to refresh my memory because I know a little bit of stuff, but I don't know a ton about what was dropped. I know there was some controversy surrounding the amount of time that developers were given to make their speeches as opposed to celebrities and guests and stuff. So there's a little uproar about that. Also, the guy that played Kratos in the God of War movies, the God of War games, the guy from Stargate, what's his fucking name?
I know who you're talking about. I just don't remember.
He took a jab at Call of Duty, which I thought was kind of funny. But Call of Duty, I guess Activision got kind of pissed off about it. It's like,
whatever.
Well, maybe make your campaigns better and longer. Maybe not push out a game every fucking 6 months.
Very
without
true.
Doing something tight. But then again, like it's like a double-edged sword, right? You have those games that come out every 6 months. You complain about that, but then you got like the next Grand Theft Auto, great trailer, comes out in 2025. Like what the fuck? Like,
well, it's not even that. It's like all these games, right? It's like either you're getting games that are not finished, and then you're pushing out a ton of DLCs, and you're getting them, like you said, like every 6 months, and in some of these games, in my view, because I don't play them a lot. I'm not a new gen gamer like you are, Steve, and that's why I was curious on your opinion on some of this stuff. I prefer the retro, and that's why I'm a little excited about this year because some of the announcements. But on the new gen games, the games that I played, I mean, outside of Super Mario Wonder winning like Family Game of the Year, which of course it will. I mean, it's Super Mario. It's what it is. I'm shocked that Spider-Man didn't win any awards. Game is beautiful. Game is phenomenal. It didn't win any awards the first time around either, I think.
Weird.
I think he got swept by Red Dead 2. Like that's what killed it.
Red Dead 2 is a great game.
Well, right, and you guys
really
love that. Game. And it's funny because I saw an article there, and it's like the award should be done differently in this sense. And I'm like, and my son was upset, and I'm like, I'm asking him, like, why are you so mad? Who the hell cares? And he, he's just like, well, he's like, they put a lot of work into it, and he's like, I want them to keep pumping out Spider-Man. And I'm like, don't worry about that. The game made more money than any movie has made in the last several years. You know what I mean? Like I really feel that video games are going to overtake box offices. They're putting out these immersive gameplays, hundreds of hours, and people are going to more than likely as our age group gets older and we develop more time, retirement, all those kind of things in the future, we're going to want to play those games where we're immersed, not like the people these days.
Exactly. Well, and immersion is going to be different when we get to that point in our lives, right? Because immersion then is going to be virtual reality, augmented reality, different kinds of things that are virtual reality is already pretty great. Like, and but like, it kind of reminds you when you're looking at it of like retro games, Super Mario Brothers. When you first played it, you're like, this is amazing. This looks so good. It feels like I'm playing at the arcade. Now you play it and you have nostalgic love for it, but it's 16-bit, 8-bit. It's not very good. Not great graphics, right? But and you can play something like the new Spider-Man game, which you've played, and it's almost like you're playing a movie. It's so
Mhm.
realistic looking. And the games have been getting really good about that. Really good with you kind of lose yourself in those environments and stuff. VR just needs to catch up to that. But like I play like NFL Pro Era on the PSVR 2 and pretty good. Like it's the graphics aren't great, you know, and there's things that could be improved, but there is something awesome about lining up under center and hiking the ball and shit's going on and you throw
And
it.
you're throwing the ball.
And it's
Yeah. I
moving
mean,
going. You're like, this is great.
I can't wait for us to pick up a PS5 VR so I can
And there's a brand new Ghostbusters game out.
I did hear about that as well. So
and it's looks really cool.
Well, Baldur's Gate was like the big winner.
But that's only PC, so I don't.
No, it's not. It's PlayStation 5.
Is it on the PlayStation?
It's on download. Yeah. So Alex he wants to, you know, because a physical release for the PS5 comes out. I think it's supposed to come out for the Xbox at some point as well. But I think a physical release for the PlayStation comes out in a few months. But you can actually download it digitally. It's like I think it's like $100.
But it's not out yet. So it's only been out.
You can play it now
on the PlayStation.
On the PlayStation, it's out now. Like my son was at.
Oh, digitally, it's out.
Yes, digitally.
Okay, got it.
And I'm not 100% positive. He's saying it's out. I don't know. I was looking for the game because I thought it was physical.
A lot of sexy time in that game, so it's cool.
You know what, man? He's played Assassin's Creed. I just found out today he's watching. Here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. What's a television show that I have not watched? I'll take Game of Thrones out. That you guys are all yelling at me about how I could have not watched this show.
There's so many.
There's so many, but there's one.
Gen V?
No. It's an older show that's been around.
Breaking Bad.
And
there's not really any sexy time in that.
I know, but he's on season 4 of Breaking Bad.
And it's fucking great.
I just found that out today because we were at a regatta and he downloaded episodes and I'm like, I can hear it and he's like under the blankets because it's so sunny out. I mean, I got sunburned. It's crazy. It's sunburnt in December. And I'm listening to it. I'm like, what are you watching? And he's like, oh, Breaking Bad. I'm like, what? And Jenny looks at me. She's like, yeah, I just found out he's on season 4. And I'm like, and you're okay with this? She's like, I'm just mad because I want to watch Breaking Bad.
You should. It's a great show. It's one of the best. But like, you don't have to worry about it. There's sexy time in it, but not like there's no nudity. It was a cable show, you know. Regular basic cable show.
AMC, right? Yeah. So I mean, but it's just. I mean, this kid, like, he's already doing he's gonna be 13 in a month. So I'm like, when I was 13, I watched and seen everything. So
I guess I was just like, Sebastian can't play Grand Theft Auto 6. Like it's.
I mean, that trailer is just ridiculous.
You live there, Alil. That's where you live.
So familiar. I can't wait for the fighting gators and stuff like that. That's what we need. That's what I want. No, I don't play.
It's crazy that there's a Grand Theft Auto game that's going to be made to take place in Florida, and there's a Grand Theft Auto game called Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
Yeah,
which is weird.
So both are where we live. Interesting. But yeah, so Baldur's Gate won, the big awards. I hear good things about it. I don't know. It doesn't seem like a game for me. So I don't know. Is that a game, if it comes on the Xbox, that you would play?
Probably. I don't know. I'd have to see the gameplay. I don't know if it's like turn-based RPG. I don't know. I've never played a Baldur's Gate game, so I'm not 100% sure. As far as I knew, it was only out on like I said, PC. So I didn't really look that much into it. I'm like, well, I can't play that. So.
I think it's because I'm looking here at an ad for it, and it shows Steam, PS5, Xbox. So
what the?
I guess it's deluxe edition pre-order now. So maybe it's not because he was playing it on his PlayStation with his friends, but maybe he was playing like the demo.
I don't know. Yeah,
Well, you guys play sometimes wherever the whatever. The prior stuff that comes out.
Oh,
I don't know
beta.
what you call it. The betas. Thank you. Beta. Again, just give me Super Mario and I'm good to go. But so with that,
and you didn't download golf either, you bastard.
Why? I haven't had a chance to play it. I've been doing. I have finals on. I have finals on Friday, and then I'm good. but then I'm leaving for Chicago for a week and a half. So like,
You're going back to Chicago, huh?
For Christmas, yeah.
Oh, that's right. It's fucking Christmas.
It's fucking Christmas, Steve, in 2 weeks.
Yeah, and we haven't recorded any Christmas movie reviews, and you're not going to be around to do them, so we're not doing it this year.
Oh man, that's awesome. So back to Sega. This is what I was so excited that I found out, and I didn't watch the Game Awards a lot. You know, it wasn't something that I was really. I didn't care much about. I was like, I know Mario will win something, and I don't care. What's up, Pacino? And then we've got Scott Pilgrim and Matthew Patel here. I guess characters from Scott Pilgrim, right? Yeah. So there you go. So Sega, and I love Sega. I'm a Nintendo fanboy, but I love Sega. I have a giant Sega flag on my wall. The Dreamcast is my favorite system outside of any Nintendo branded system, and it's in there because I love the Dreamcast. So Sega released a trailer, and they are coming out this year. 2024 feels like it's going to be a new era for Sega. They're coming out with a new Jet Set radio game. Steve, I don't know if you ever played the Jet Set radio. Yeah. I know they released it for the Xbox.
I played it back in the Sega.
Loved it on the Dreamcast. Days. They are releasing Golden Axe, and it looks phenomenal. Steve,
like a new version or
old, like a new version of Golden Axe, like
so it's all new,
fully updated, 3 new graphics. Okay, you're the dwarf, you're the elf, you're playing Lord of the Rings. The only thing I hope, it was just like really like small snippets of the trailer that they showed of these games. I hope to God that it comes out on like the Xbox, where you can play it on live and everybody gets a character and you go through.
Well, I think there's plenty of Sega games that are on Xbox and the PlayStation. Right. So I think that's kind of mutually.
Should be, I'm hoping. A new Streets of Rage game, which again, you and Sean beat that without me. So, but this one, jerks. Just jerks.
You didn't show.
Golden Axe. It looks great. And Crazy Taxi is another one. Crazy Taxi's coming out again. Like it's been like 20 years since there was a Crazy Taxi game.
Well, Simpsons did it better.
Well, Simpsons Hit and Run was fantastic. Yeah. And then the other game too that got me really hyped and excited was a Shinobi game, a 2D side-scrolling Shinobi game, but it is in that kind of that animated style, and it looks fantastic. It's gonna be. It looks like a lot, and then it looks like they're looking at doing a new updated Virtual Fighter, which is another franchise I loved as well. Virtual Fighter was a great fighting game. I'm pretty excited about this. I don't know,
Do you think they're gonna come out with a Dreamcast Mini?
Oh my god! If they did that, dude, I would just. Explode everywhere. But you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna
with the control. What if they had like an actual functioning like Dreamcast controller with the
VMU? Oh my god, yes, I want that
with the mini system, and it just comes with all the games on it.
That would be because I mean, that would be pretty
bucks.
That would be very
at
cool.
least.
GTA 6
Pacino, I agree with you. I played the shit out of GTA 5, and I played Grand Theft Auto Online. Like I remember being there the day that it dropped. I was playing PlayStation 5 before they even dropped the online. You know what I mean? Or not the PlayStation, the Grand Theft Auto, and being there when it dropped and like trying to figure out how to do it, and then just years really of playing that GTA Online. With everything, like there was a week where me and Lino played, and all we were doing was like doing skydiving challenges and like Tron bike racing. Like it was fucking awesome. Then we made our own biker gang and we're running drugs. It was fucking great. Like, and this is only going to be that much better with a map that's. I think they said the Grand Theft Auto 5 map is about a third of the size of the Grand Theft Auto 6 map, and that map is dumb big. So,
cheers to Steve, that mud girl on GTA though.
The one with the America. Fuck yeah.
So I want to play the trailer. We'll play it without volume.
No shit, we
don't
just
need
got kicked off because of Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut. Yeah,
Pizza Hut started giving a shit.
But I, just looking at some of these, I'm curious to get your opinion because again, this is my bag. But
so far, nothing looks good.
Well, this is just two people playing, and they're just
I don't see any gameplay footage here that I'm looking
forward
to.
Hold on a second, Steve. Jeez.
So far, I mean, the graphics look great, but I don't know what's the point of this game here.
Well, they're showing all the IPs that they're going.
And that guy had a whole ass like perfect retro setup, and the universe just stole it from him.
Yes, I would be very upset with that. So.
And now he's part of a government test.
Oh, there's the Shinobi arcade machine. That's pretty awesome. Here's the Jet Set radio.
So I got some cell shading looking. Is that Virtua Fighter there?
That's Virtua Fighter there too. That's Shinobi right there. Look at that.
See, that looks fucking. That's like a 2D animated cartoon.
I know.
Bro.
Did you see him riding that wolf?
Yes.
Let me go back to that. Like that looked ridiculous. Look at that. Look how awesome this looks.
I love like the leaves and shit blowing in the background. Reminds me of like Ghost of Tsushima. Like very, very cool.
I love this.
Yeah, but I like it. It looks like a animated, almost like a Miyazaki animated film.
Yeah, and then right here, oh god, there's the Golden Axe. Look at this. I'm trying to get a.
I'm just hoping that's gameplay footage. Well, that's gameplay footage, but I'm hoping that's gameplay footage. Well, that definitely.
I think that would be
All this definitely is gameplay footage. That looks really good. Okay, Crazy Taxi looks pretty good.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm excited about. I mean, like. And there's more. Like they're in development. Looks like a lot of it coming out this year.
That Streets of Rage is gonna be fucking rad, bro.
I am excited.
What a great, and good for them. They're sitting on all this IP that's not being utilized. You want to make a few bucks? Remaster that shit. It doesn't have to look like a fucking, like you spent the last 50 years on building this world from the ground up. You have the mechanics. Just polish it up a bit, put it back out.
Well, you don't even need to remaster. I mean, for Jet Set, I think a remaster would work for sure, right? But like Golden Axe, we've seen so many games come out that you can plug and play these characters in the story and just build a fun game. Like I don't need 100-hour gameplay of a game. I need a game.
Those are cool too, though. There's a place for everything. Yeah,
exactly. I get it. That's why I'm not poo-pooing it, right? Like, I know you love it, and that's great. I'm happy you love that. I'm happy you get. I just don't. I can't find the time. Like even with Spider-Man, I can't find the time.
You haven't beat that yet? I haven't even started.
Oh, but one day I will. When I'm retired.
When Spider-Man 4 is out.
Oh man, hope it'd be like Spider-Man 16 by the time that happens for my return. But another announcement that came out as well is they're doing a Blade game.
Oh, I saw it. Yeah. Not much to the trailer. You don't get to see any real gameplay footage. Just a little bit of non-gameplay cutscene and the title card. But look. I think it's cool that the Marvel characters are getting their own time in the sun, right? Like up until now, really, it has been a Batman Spider-Man game. That's been pretty much it as far as games go. There's been a little bit here and there, a couple of thrown in that were really good, but nothing really hit the same way that Spider-Man games and Batman games have. So
right, I think those have been the best. I think Wolverine coming out is probably going to be the one that might bridge the two for fans, right?
Did you ever play the Guardians of the Galaxy game? That was pretty good.
Yeah, that was great.
That was a good
But again,
game.
That was not like full. I mean, it was.
That was like a movie. It was a movie. You were playing a movie. You were in there for the story. X-Men Origins, Wolverine.
That was a good game.
That was a good game.
But see,
I even liked Captain America: The First Avenger when that came out on the Xbox.
No, I've never
360. That was good. It was pretty good.
You know what game I want to play that I still haven't played, and I have to pick it up on PS4 because they remastered it. It was the Deadpool game.
That one was fun too. The Deadpool game, a lot of breaking of the fourth wall. Superman Returns, terrible game, but flying was fun. That was cool, like flying around Metropolis and shit.
Oh, they finally got that mechanic right.
The Punisher, that was a fun game. All those inventive ways to kill people. You'd be fucking people up through a construction site and putting people through power saws and wood chippers and all kinds of cool shit.
I think my favorite Marvel game, really, outside of Spider-Man, has been Ultimate Alliance. Those are so fun. I know like they're different types of games because they're more of dungeon crawlers, but
they're the top. It's like Diablo. There's a place for those too. Shit, we love Diablo too. So
Oh my god, that's the first game in like the last 5 years outside of a Mario or Zelda game that I played a lot. Even without you guys, I was playing it myself, and I don't do that often. I don't play with myself.
You gotta get Road to the Masters, bro. You be on that shit.
I'll get it. I
just got my Chicago colorway for the Air Force Ones.
Oh, very nice.
They're limited item. You have to get them in the store when they're available. Got them in the game. That's cool.
So I just wanted to talk a little game because there's not much to talk about. I guess we could talk a little DC news if you want. It's, what do we have? I think it's why am I drawing a blank on Sean Gunn?
Sean Gunn is playing Maxwell Lord.
Yeah,
not in any movie specifically. He's just been cast in the DCU.
In the DC, yeah, as Maxwell Lord, but
so he'll probably pop up in that fucking Creature Commandos or something. He'll do.
He'll be all over the place just because that's what James.
He'll be like a Nick Fury-esque character, not quite with the amount of clout that Nick Fury carries with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, right? I don't think Maxwell Lord's going to be on that level, but he's going to be kind of one of those characters that floats between franchises.
And there's also rumors that Kurt Russell's going to be playing Marlon Brando. That was his quote. I'll take on Marlon Brando. Jor-El.
Not bad. That could be cool. I like that.
It's funny that James Gunn's just taking all his guys, repurposing them.
Everybody from Guardians. Dave Bautista is going to be somebody. I guarantee you. I don't know about Chris Pratt. Zoe Saldana's probably going to be somebody. He can't do Bane. Bane needs to be like CGI.
CG?
Yeah, Bane needs to be like a big dude, but that he gets the venom and fucking big dude. Like
not like in the Batman and Batman was it Batman and Robin? Where
that was closer than that was closer than fucking Tom Hardy was. We're gonna sit here and be honest. Like that was a lot closer than Tom Hardy.
Like what did he say?
Tom Hardy's was a whole different thing.
What did he say?
Gone are the days of the luchador, and here we have some depressed fucking prisoner with PTSD and some health issues, and he's got to wear a mask. Good Lord. I'm pretty sure they said it was because it helped him manage the pain. So that fool's a junkie. He's addicted to painkillers. I don't I need my mask.
Wow. That's true. Pacino just said the Lakers won. Shocking.
Isn't it? I thought they weren't doing very good.
It's the in-season tournament. The NBA did this in-season tournament thing.
Where the fuck is Al? Where the fuck is Al?
I was about to say.
Where the fuck is Al?
I was going to say, Steve, you know what? We were talking about, and not to, I'm just taking the weekend off. And then as I was driving back home, because let's see, I am so exhausted, but I'm like, we're going to go live. We're going to review. We have a Christmas movie to review, Christmas horror movie, which will be great. But I'm like, we got to go live because Steve has to gloat about his Niners. We got to do some sports talk here.
Al from Philly told me last week, like, hey, fucking, how you feeling about losing tomorrow? It's like, that game has been called the game that delegitimized your team. So I'm just gonna.
I mean, I
Put that out there.
I heard talks of benching Jalen Hurts after this game. I was like, Marcus Mariota starting? Jalen Hurts
Wow.
can't read a defense? And I'm like, what happened here in one game?
Well, what's crazy is you look at those numbers, right? You look at those numbers and you're like, man, that's a great game by San Francisco. But you really got to think that was a great 3 quarters by San Francisco because fucking we were -6 yards after the first quarter. It was a dumpster fire in that first quarter. But you know what's funny is Lino called me. He was hell pissed. What the fuck is going on? And I was just like, I don't know. I feel confident. I'm not really worried about these 2 drives. Like they went all the way down the field and we held them to 6 2 times. Like,
yeah, 2 field
they
goals.
only got away with 2 field goals. I'm like, we score once, we're back in the lead. Like, and all we gotta do is get cooking. And holy shit, 6 drives in a row with touchdowns. Man, that's just unheard of. That's a magic score.
This was the Debo game. So, how about them Wolves? Are we talking Timberwolves basketball here? What's going on here? Come on. Timberwolves basketball.
Sean's not here, and I don't talk basketball. I'm the football guy.
I do talk basketball. I love basketball. My Bulls, even though they won 4 in a row, are still terrible. What's Pearl?
Pearl is the sequel to X. We didn't watch it. We reviewed
X.
Right,
we didn't watch it yet. We will watch it. We will.
We got to do the other one, Maxine.
That's right.
Too. And that's coming out this next year, I think.
Yeah. Well, speaking of, I mean, this is just, and I know, Steve, I know you're not a baseball fan. I know Lino is. I should have Lino on to talk
Lino
baseball.
is pissed about this deal
This
that we do today.
fucking Ohtani deal is the most ridiculous thing. I know because he's a Giants fan, right? And he wanted him probably to join the Giants. Once I knew
didn't want him to join the fucking Dodgers.
Once I knew this contract, because like the rumor all here, well, not here, but I listen to Chicago sports radio all the time, is, oh, you know what? We're in the running. And it's like at $500 million, it's like, ooh, that's a steep price, you know? And then you hear, oh man, Toronto's in it. And there's talks about $600 million. I'm like, well, the Cubs aren't paying that. I mean, I know like when you're talking $500 million, what's $600 million? That's nothing, right? But then it's like, oh no, it's $700 million for 10 years. $70 million per year. Somebody did the math that he gets $2 a second or something like that. Some crazy number. It's like you get $2 a second for every minute, for every second you're alive for the next 10 years. That is ridiculous. I live in LA and my taxes just went up because of the Dodgers. Yeah, Fernando, $700 million. I mean, $700
million.
It's crazy. I think
a decade. What happens if he gets injured? I mean, heaven forbid, but like, you know, what happens? Like, I mean,
they're screwed.
Is that guarantees? Is that a guarantee?
It's guaranteed. It's not like sorry, James Sports Geeks. It's guaranteed. Baseball contracts are fully guaranteed, just like NBA contracts. It's not football. He gets hurt, they're on the hook for $700 million. That's it. He gets $700 million. He's got the Bobby Bonilla type deal. I heard like it's still going to count on the salary cap because of how it is, but some of the money is deferred, so he'll be getting payments for life. Like I don't know if you know the Bobby Bonilla story. Like the New York Mets are still paying this man every July 1st. He gets $1 million. And this is from the 90s, this contract. Like, he's been getting $1 million every July 1st. I think it's July 1st. They call it Bobby Bonilla Day. Like, on ESPN, they always joke about it because, like, there you go, gets $1 million check every July 1st from the New York Mets. Still. I think he's got a couple more years left, maybe 1 or 2, but it's still crazy. So, got to deal with that California income taxes. I don't think he cares about that at this point, you know.
Sorry, I gotta refocus my camera here.
$700 million, you can pay the taxes. So the Lakers are already paying Anthony Davis $62, and now this. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like you look at these contracts, I kind of have a weird feeling like it starts ruining sports. Like his salary is more than some teams' entire payrolls. One player. And it's going to be like, what do I pay? Do I feel the whole team or do I pay one player? What's the benefit?
And then you just like, you better hope that Like nobody else tight comes up in the next decade. Otherwise,
Well, that's the thing.
like who are you going to afford? You can't afford nobody. You're going to be stuck with Ohtani for the next decade.
Well, they got a good team. They got Mookie Betts. They got a lot of players on contract.
And half of them motherfuckers ain't going to be able to renew those contracts or honor those contracts because of that amount of money they're spending on this dude.
Possibly. They're going to have to trade and get creative, but yeah. Who knows? So
I don't know.
Just little sports geeks talk. Sorry, James. I apologize, James. I had to get the sports geeks out there because
I needed it.
I think the Ohtani talk. Yeah, where's again, Al? Where you at?
Yeah,
where's
all that
Philly?
shit talk. I bet you if Philly won, I'll be over here fucking fly Eagles fly and all that bullshit.
Yeah, well, that's all right. Well, so any other news, Steve, to talk about? I know it's going to be a short show. Anybody have any questions out there or comments they want us to answer? Because it's a short show this week. Not much. I did laugh. I don't know if you saw the memes that Ryan Reynolds was posting because of the leak.
Well, I know he did one with Predator. That's the one I saw.
The Predator one was pretty awesome. There was another one with Mickey Mouse, like the Magic Kingdom Mickey Mouse, and then Deadpool holding a big bag of money, walking past Mickey Mouse. It's like that cartoon money with the dollar sign. It's ridiculous. I mean, like, well, Sabretooth will show up. Everyone is going to show up in Deadpool. Let's just put it that way. I don't even care. Like, I just, I just want to see how awesome that movie turns out. And I know it will. I know.
Agreed.
It will. Is anyone looking forward to Rebel Moon? Yeah.
It's weird because like I am looking forward to it, but none of the scenes that I've seen in the trailer seem like they go in the same movie. Like it all feels like it's not like a realized world. But then again, that's just what I'm getting from the trailer. And I love Zack Snyder movies, so like I'm not saying that when it comes out, I'm not going to fucking be all bought in and totally get it. And it probably is just, it's a flashy trailer. So they're trying to show you some of the best bits without giving away too much. So I get how that is. It feels weird with like the, like almost like old farmland style stuff, then mixed with like space Nazis. And then there's lightsabers. And I'm just like, I don't know where we're at, but hey, it looks like it's going to be fucking at least visually awesome.
I still can't believe he's using lightsabers. I mean, that's just crazy to me.
Yeah.
Well, that's what it is. I mean, Fernando, it's on Netflix, right? So technically you can feel it's like a what do they have in the 80s and 90s, right? The made for TV events, right? Where it was like a 2-part movie back-to-back weeks. Yeah, exactly. This is what that is. Just for the new generation.
And you know what they haven't? Have they said how long that movie is? I don't remember if they've said, but like
I think
for all I know, it could be like 4 hours.
I'm gonna guess it's a minimum 2.5 hours for part 1.
Yeah, but I mean, they could easily do like a 4-hour thing and break it up into chapters, like he did with his Justice League cut. And
I bet you, I do bet you like that this is where Zack Snyder starts going completely to the future because he doesn't have to answer to anybody. He can put out his cuts. Because when you go theatrical, you only have certain time. It's hard depending on the movie and depending on the backing of the studio. Because if you make a 4-hour movie, there's only so many screens and so many times that a movie can be played for you to make your money. And here on Netflix, there's no time. There's nobody,
There you go.
And the best part of that too is I can actually pause it or come back to it. Go make myself a nice salad or a Sammy or something. I don't have the sandwich, but it's a no bread sandwich.
A lettuce wrap.
No, I don't like that. I just have a pile of meat on a plate. There's no lettuce. No, lettuce wraps are gross. Even though I like a salad, I just don't know what it is with a lettuce wrap. It just doesn't go.
I won't do it. So I can still eat bread.
So. I can't. But I think that's the best way for him to tell his stories. Because I think Zack Snyder, we know, right? His movies are visually stunning. but he cannot tell a cohesive story in that short amount of time.
No.
He needs a long period of time.
Well, and it's the difference between Batman v Superman and Batman v Superman the Ultimate Edition, right?
Yeah.
You watch the 3.5 hour version of Batman v Superman, suddenly all of it fucking makes a lot more sense.
Yeah. I mean,
all the fucking plot issues.
Not an A movie, but it's cohesive. You know,
Same
it's
with
a better movie.
It's a much better movie.
And just like
speaking of cuts, David Ayer making some noise this week.
That's coming up too. But hold on, let's finish the Rebel Moon stuff because James said that he heard that Rebel Moon is based on a Star Wars treatment. It is.
100%.
He even said it that they try to get it as part of they try to pitch it
to Lucasfilm. They
but
didn't buy it, so
like,
he made it himself. And he's like, you know what? We had lightsabers in this part. Fuck them. Let's keep them. It's like, okay.
I mean,
red one and a blue one. Maybe just make them a little bit like they leave longer energy waves behind them, so they don't look the same. Maybe they're don't make the same. They're not going to make the same noises. I guarantee you, they're not going to make the same noises. Could you imagine if they did? Holy shit!
On the noises, I don't know.
Could you imagine if they did? That would be crazy. Like, okay.
Yeah. It would be funnier if they were making the noises. If they were making the noises themselves, the actors, you know, yeah.
Zoom, zoom.
But one other thing here, did anybody watch the Godzilla -1? Heard it was amazing.
I didn't. Everyone that I've talked to or seen talk about it has said it's the best Godzilla movie. Did we watch the Godzilla vs. Kong trailer? Did we do that last week?
I wasn't on. Or was it?
You were on last week. It was the week before. But like, I don't remember if did that come out last week or did that come out this week?
That came out last week. We did talk about it because I got a whole bunch of trademark issue shits.
Oh, we did
for our show last week. Oh yeah, I got every studio hit us. I don't know why. I'm like,
did it get ripped off YouTube? Did it get ripped?
No, it didn't get pulled. We can't monetize. I'm like, we're not monetizing anyway, so I don't care. But like, it's like I got like 4 emails from YouTube, like, God, this. I'm like,
it's a trailer that you put out. Like,
we've got like, you know, a couple hundred people watching. You're not making any money. We're not making any money. We're not trying to make money. We're just trying to have fun. And yeah, whatever. So.
Well. Well, you know, it's probably going to be better than that anyway. So
going back.
Yes, Pacino released the Ayer cut. David Ayer has come out. That cut exists, according to him. Now, does it exist the same way that Zack Snyder says his cut existed, yet he needed $45 million and almost a year to finish it? I don't know.
No, I think Ayer's cut was done.
It probably was. So, yeah.
Well, because remember, Other Steve was on the show with us, and Other Steve had was a I don't want to say an extra, but he played a soldier in that Suicide Squad, and he said the scene that he filmed was nothing that was in the movie. It was like a totally different, like what they told them what they were doing versus what was shown on screen were two different things. I mean, I still remember having that conversation with him.
So, but go back and watch that very first Suicide Squad trailer that they released at Comic-Con.
Oh, very different movie.
Dark. It looked fucking moody. The sound, like, oh my God, like that trailer got me excited. And then the Queen trailer came out. And everyone's like, oh my God, it's Queen. This movie's going to be fun. And then the studio gave the damn movie to the trailer company and let them re-edit the movie. That's fucking wild, which is why it's a long music video, that whole movie. And it doesn't really make a lot of, it's probably one of my least favorite DC movies ever. Had some cool parts in it. Had some like cool visual parts in it, but like the story.
I'd rather watch Green Lantern than Suicide Squad.
Yes.
I didn't like any of it. Well, I hated Jared Leto. You know what? It does.
Green Lantern sucks, bro.
It does suck, but at least you know what? I like Ryan Reynolds, and I think at times
he's bullshit with him fucking them driving the car, wrapping a present. Like that's to let you know that he's in a big hurry. Like shut the God. Every part of that movie is garbage. Ryan Reynolds, like when the first time he energy punches somebody, like. The big green fist flies 30 feet out and hits him, but like, what the fuck were you swinging at? You didn't know that was going to happen. You're just taking wild haymakers into the fucking into the sky.
It was a bad movie. It was a bad movie.
God, that movie sucks.
Pacino says Zack Snyder needs a co-writer. I agree with that. He needs somebody. He needs an actual writer helping him with his ideas. I definitely do see that. I have not watched Reacher, so
Reacher's one of the best shows that I saw last year. You know
that's
what?
you and
that wasn't on
Sean said that.
Plus. That was on Amazon. I was lumping it in with. There was a lot of good shows that dropped, like the Tulsa King and stuff like that. But Reacher was really, really good. And Alan Ritchson is. He would be a great Batman, but like he's the perfect embodiment of that character. One of the biggest complaints, I've actually listened to a couple of the Reacher books on audiobook, and in the books, he's a very, very large blonde man, very big, very muscular. And then they make these 2 fucking movies and they cast Tom Cruise, and you're just like, I don't get it. And no, don't get me wrong, those movies are good, but they're not.
Well, and now they've got the perfect size actor who's gigantic, who was Aquaman in Smallville, and I think should have been Aquaman.
Who was Hawk in Titans? Who was Raphael in the Ninja Turtles movies?
Yeah, but that was CG Raphael.
Who cares?
Yes. What's up?
He's the only. That's how big he is. He's as big as those fucking turtles in that movie.
It's all salt. It's a salt and butter show. Salt and butter.
Yeah. Come on. Alil's not white. It's only when it's convenient for him to be white. He's white.
I'm a chameleon. I'm all over the place. Nobody knows what I am.
Yeah. When you get pulled over by the cops, he's white as fuck.
Batman. He's talking about Reacher. Pacino released the Sean cut of the Geekz. Well, Sean did have the intro set better than I did tonight, so whatever. Will we watch the Josh Trank cut of the Fantastic Four?
I would if he had one.
I'd watch it, but I'd probably still hate it because I hated the first half.
I watched the other one a few times. I watched it 2 times since the theater, and I mainly watched it to just like see how bad it is. And really, up until like Doctor Doom comes back, it's not a terrible movie. Like, it's got a decent setup. They're not going out into space, but this other dimensional thing kind of makes a lot of sense. Like, the body horror aspect, showing Reed Richards all stretched out, all fucking crazy. That was gross. And, like, it was kind of cool. And the thing looked better than Chickless. But then the story came in, and Doctor Doom was, like, the worst thing imaginable. And it was just...
and I guess that's my problem. I didn't like the actor who played Doom from the start, right? Like, I didn't like his I didn't like his story from the beginning.
Yeah, he's not Dr. Doom, but Toby Kebbell's a great actor.
And I'm okay with that. I've had no problems with him and other things. I'm just saying, like, the Dr. Doom story with the actor who played him made no sense from start to finish.
My camera keeps just... It keeps going blurry.
You look beautiful. So, Alan Richardson was perfect as Hawk on Titans. Well,
he was...
Big Bird, Thad Castle in the Blue Mountain State.
Yeah, he was in Blue Mountain State. I've never seen that show. So, or is it a movie? I don't even know.
I think it's a show, right? Isn't it a show? I don't know. So, all right. Any other things? I think next week, because we're getting close to the holidays, we're gonna have a new segment for Festivus, and we're gonna do the airing of our geek grievances.
Oh shit!
So I'm telling you, like that.
Isn't that what we fucking do all week, anyways?
So you know what? But this is gonna be really concise. Like, what do we really hate? About everything that's going on. Wow. It can be anything.
Wow, 'tis the season to shit on things. Okay.
Yeah, and then we'll have to wrestle somehow. I'll get a metal pole here.
Wow, see. That's funny. I didn't.
You end this show, damn it! All right, but I'm not ending it. We'll keep going. We'll keep.
Yeah, we're still looking at stuff. We're filling the void. Rachel Ziegler. Oh, I guess that's not really news, but like she came out saying it was really hard to act along against CGI actors, and I'm like, so what's that picture that came out? with that random group of people walking down the hill? Was that just fake?
I
Then who the fuck was that? Like, and it looks the same as all the other, like, aesthetically what they're doing here. That's just weird.
Pacino is airing his grievances right now. I hate when this geek show is late all the time.
We haven't been late for a long time, and Sean wasn't here today, and he's the one somehow Sean's become the one that keeps us on time.
Which is funny because for the first 9.5 years, that was not.
We couldn't even get this fool on the phone half the time.
You know, I've heard some people talking about Echo in a positive light, which I'm a little surprised by, because I have no. I'm gonna watch it when it comes out, you know, but I have no expectations for it. But everybody's talking about that it's actually an okay show. Like, and it'll give you wanting more of
maybe
Daredevil.
That's been Marvel's long game. They're like, you know, we're gonna really crud the waters up. Then when we release things that are just fine, they do gangbusters.
Maybe, yeah. I get, you know, that's not a bad play, right? You know, we don't have to try as hard.
Yeah, you know,
and then we still make money.
Dilute the product a little bit, and then put in the good stuff again.
James, I hate the sports geek portion of the show.
Damn. And I apologize for that, James, but man.
Airing of the grievances is next week, guys, for Festivus. Not tonight.
Listen, you guys got a whole week. Write some notes. Get your thoughts together.
I want to hear everyone's grievances with us, with the geek culture, universe, whatever. You can talk about anything.
Toxic fandom. You know, there's another Jay and Silent Bob movie happening.
Is there really?
Kevin Smith is going to do it and make it a trilogy. Just like he did with Clerks. He's trying to, like, round out his sequels and stuff. And there's been talks of a Mallrats sequel too, so.
Well, I mean, if he's going to do trilogy it up, I mean, Mallrats would need a third one. There's no way he's ever making a sequel to Chasing Amy.
I loved Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Loved that movie. That was one of my movies when it came out. I saw that in the theater, got it on DVD, watched it tons and tons of times.
Yo, the outtakes for Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back were ridiculous.
The best.
When Judd Nelson was talking about fucking circling around and glazing some donuts. The best. If you guys haven't seen it, I'm not gonna spill it, but watch the outtakes of that where he's talking about basically jerking off and glazing donuts.
Jay and Silent Bob reboot, not as good.
Not so good.
It was fine, but it wasn't. It was good. It was fine, but it wasn't like. It wasn't Jay and Silent Bob.
Here's the thing, and I get it, right? Because just like us, just like Kevin Smith, he has aged.
Sure.
So he has changed,
and I have been along.
Have changed.
I've been along with him for a lot of that ride.
Exactly. So, we grew up watching. I mean, I remember.
Not only that, but I listened to all his damn shows. So I hear this fool every fucking week. I was there before and after the heart attack and heard that's all he talked about for a goddamn year. But
but what I hated about Clerks 3 and
I haven't seen that yet. You said it was good. It said you made you cry.
I did. It was emotional, but it made me feel old. All these movies have made me feel fucking old. That's like the takeaway. I watched Jay and Silent Bob and I'm like, what the fuck? I am so old. Because I was in fucking high school or early college years when that shit came out. And I'm like, I am a totally different person now. I want it. And I can't go back to that mentality, even though I'm pretty still close to that. You know, you know, the dick and fart jokes are.
Yeah, I guess you make a good point. Like, how could it be the Jay and Silent Bob that we remember when it's all the same people and they're as older now than then as we are, you know. So you know, it's you change and things change. You know what it is? I think also it felt a lot of Kevin Smith's movies recently have felt like the production quality wasn't quite there.
Mm-hmm. It felt like it was shot on an iPhone.
Don't get me wrong, like sometimes that's great. Like his movie Red State that not a lot of people talk about is fucking
it's a good movie.
phenomenal. Doesn't have the greatest production quality, but I think that adds to it, right? Like it's like this graininess to it. Michael Parks fucking nailed it. Even John Goodman has this crazy ass like Tarantino-esque speech story thing at the end, which was fucking awesome. Like Red State's great, but then I forget what it was after, like Tusk.
I still haven't seen Tusk. I tried watching it once, and I'm like, I'm okay.
I thought it was fine. It just, I like Justin Long. You know, Michael Parks is great, but what else did he do after that? Tusk.
I'm gonna have to bring up Kevin Smith's IMDb page, but
he was starting to do these movies that he would like. They talked about on his podcast. Like I remember listening to his podcast, a Smodcast, with him and what's his fuck, the guy that directed The Grinch, Scott Mosier. Them two were talking, and they talked about that news story where a guy wanted somebody to live with him and dress as a walrus, and they thought it was like the craziest story. And then he wrote this movie based on the story. So like I saw that whole thing kind of blossom into being a reality, and that was really cool. But then you see the movie and you're just like, I don't know.
I get it. I'm trying to see here what came out after Red State. Yoga Hosers. Is that what you're talking about?
That came out after Tusk, and I didn't see that.
Oh, after Tusk. Sorry. Yeah, you're right.
Because it has the same Johnny Depp character that's in Tusk. Maybe that's another thing too. I didn't really buy that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I did like Comic Book Men, but I like comic book shops stuff. But whatever. I don't know. What did you? Let's see here. Jersey Girl. I like Jersey Girl. I thought Jersey Girl was a really good, heartfelt movie.
Never saw it.
With Ben Affleck.
Never saw it.
Your Batman. You haven't seen it?
Super groovy cartoon movie. No, I haven't seen that one either. Mostly because I wasn't a big fan of how the animation looked.
Yeah, and I wasn't a really big fan of the Clerks cartoon show. I have them on DVD, but I don't know.
Did you hear? So Warner Brothers is up to some weird shit too. So they're trying to sell off this Coyote versus Acme movie, right?
Yeah, why?
So they're trying to sell it off. Their asking price at this point is $70 million, and they made that movie for $30 million.
So they want to double their money and dump the movie on somebody.
Yeah. Like it seems like the Wild West over there, bro. Like this Zaslav guy is fucking weirdo.
I read an article with Fran Drescher because she was talking about the negotiations for everything, and she said like all the big A-list actors like love him. Like that's why they want to work for Warner Brothers, because they love him. And I'm like, that's interesting. So he's got something.
Nobody that fucking made Batgirl wants to work with him, and nobody that made this Coyote fucking movie wants to work with him.
But was he? Was he
right?
Was there A-list actors in Batgirl? Well, Keith was in it, but I don't.
Brendan Fraser was in it.
Oh, that's right. Brendan Fraser was in it. So, huh. All right, I got one more thing for you, Steve. We're stretching thin here. New Aquaman teaser drop. Are you excited for Aquaman?
No, no, not even a little bit. Like no part of that movie is exciting. I'll tell you what's gonna happen. He's gonna have a little baby with Amber Heard, right? Then she's gonna have I don't know, postpartum depression or something. She's gonna be gone for the rest of the movie. Black Manta is going to come and steal Aquaman's baby. And then Aquaman's going to free Orm. And they're going to go beat Black Manta and get their baby back. And then the movie's going to end. Well, there's going to be a bunch of other shit in there. There's going to be a bunch of other shit in there. Yes, a bunch of other little nuances.
He kills Boba Fett.
No, he didn't kill Boba Fett.
It was in the trailer. You see?
He said he was laying there injured saying they took Junior. But that doesn't mean he's dead.
He's dead.
That doesn't mean he's dead.
See him angry and yelling and crying and shit. He's dead. They got to kill someone here. Didn't they?
They are. They're going to kill the franchise. That's the fucking biggest death you can get.
Snorted, Steve. Oh my. Oh, yes, they killed the franchise. Aquaman is the streamer only.
And that's already done. So, like, what's the point of even seeing it? I'm not going to the theater for that. I'm not paying for that.
Yeah, I don't want to see it. I have no. James Gunn produced that Wile E. Coyote movie as well. Oh, that's interesting one. James Gunn's trying to get some money back, I guess. He's like, I got to put more money into Superman.
Yeah. I'm excited for that. I'm excited for that. I'm excited to see what he's doing with this new DC thing. And, you know, he cast a shit ton of people already. And, you know, we're going to see, you know. Oh, they're not going to kill the baby, bro. Going to kill the baby.
Well, it is James Wan, right? I mean, James Wan, children can go.
Not in the DC movie. This movie's going to be PG-13. There's no way they're killing that baby. That baby's going to be fucking talking to the fishes. That baby's going to do some tight underwater shit. You're going to
see the baby with little baby hands go like this. And then
yes. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Yes. The baby's going to be surrounded by swordfish and shit. Something crazy. Like, I'm telling you. Yeah.
He'll be the strongest of the Atlanteans.
Yeah, he'll have the most purest blood or some shit, and you know he'll be able to talk to the fishes better than his dad. And there's a big blue king, free me, okay. So he frees the fucking ocean Smurfs, but Aquaman's still gonna win. Him and his brother, they're still gonna win.
Oh man! Well, now I want to see that scene.
Release the Wan cut.
If that's true, so for those that are just going to be listening to this, Pacinosin said that they did test the movie and people walked out on the baby death scene, so that he heard. So they reshot it where the baby didn't die.
That's wild. They're killing babies,
but they killed him in the New 52, right? In the comic series. I'm pretty sure. Huh?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that's what happened. I'm pretty sure it was Black Manta that killed the baby, which would make sense. I mean, that would be
crazy. That would be really. I mean, we'll see. That'd be. Whew. Then maybe my whole rant fucking goes by the wayside. Maybe they kill fucking Boba Fett. He kills the baby. It'd be crazy.
Black Manta becomes like just the biggest villain in the DC.
I don't know, because then after that, like you would think that that's kind of the thing that would push him to free Orm, but then all the scenes with him and Orm, like he's like, hey bro, you know, all that bullshit, and it's like, if your baby just died, you're not acting like that with the upchucks and what.
Pacino says he does die in the comics, dies by Black Manta's hand. So, but you know, it's gonna be a fake out, right? Like we're gonna think the baby's dead, but the baby will be alive.
Yeah, it's gonna float by in a bubble.
A whale puts him in its mouth and keeps him safe.
Flies out to the ocean, to the surface.
As long as it's not an orca, because
there was just scenes where like they're like riding around on these giant seahorses and they're like trying to make it look cool, and it just looks. I don't know, man. And you know what's funny is I actually kind of dug the first Aquaman movie. I didn't mind it that much. I don't know why. I guess maybe it's because it's just the end. And we already know they're not going further with the story at all. And they're going to end it on some bullshit cliffhanger thing. And it's like, it's not going to matter. I don't know. I guess that's kind of the killer, right? It kind of be like if they were like, this is the last Marvel movie for the MCU that's ever coming out, but it's not going to answer any questions. It's probably going to set shit up that'll never pay off. But that's going to be the end of it with no repercussions at all. I wouldn't want to see that either.
Do you think this will make less than the Marvels?
I don't know, because it's ladies with the Marvels.
Well, I understand that, but the thing is, like, the Marvels, the Flash made 55, the Marvels made 40 something, and the only reason I think the Flash made what it did by pulling people in, because I think the people. I'm not arguing good or bad in the movie. I'm just arguing the fact that you just said right there. Like the movie doesn't matter, right? The Flash didn't matter. They weren't keeping Ezra. The only reason I think people went was for Keaton.
100%.
That hook. there's no hook here for Aquaman.
No.
And I wonder if, like, hey, it's Christmas, I'm going to go either do something else or hang with family. And yeah, I don't need to go waste my time seeing Aquaman.
No.
So it'd be interesting to see if it actually makes less than, I think it was at 46 million. I think it was the opening for the Marvels. Two things you can't kill in movies: babies and dogs. I don't know. Michael Myers killed a bunch of dogs.
And go back and listen to the last few years of me and Alil's 31 Days, because good Lord, did they kill a lot of babies in movies.
What was that movie? The Boogeyman.
Yeah.
The opening of Boogeyman. My wife walked out.
You told me. I remember. It was a point of discussion.
We walked out. So yeah, go listen to that review, because all of a sudden it was like, I remember sitting there I'm like, oh, we'll see the Boogeyman. My wife's like, oh, okay. And then all of a sudden you see a baby in the crib crying, and then the blood splatter. It's like,
and then the crying stopped. The Boogeyman. You're like, oh my God.
This is what we're doing here today?
That's like when they just whip it out and drop it on the table. Like, oh fuck. I guess I don't know what we're in for.
Yeah, who knows anymore? Yeah, so there you go. All right. Well, I think, Chino, I'm sorry, man, but I think we're done for tonight. Thank you
kind
guys.
Of stretched it out a bit.
And thank you for the questions. We had some
100%. Yeah, that was
decent
awesome.
questions to ask our thoughts and stuff. And next week, guys, please, for Festivus, we want to hear it. We want to hear your
one of my grievances is going to be fucking Philadelphia fans not showing up when their team got whooped on. Not showing up on purpose. Al, I'm calling you out.
I know Sean's grievance would be like that we're not on time anymore for shows, because
Sean's grievance
he's on started at 8:02. Yeah. I've been waiting 3 hours for you guys to get online. Like, dude.
Yeah. I'm like, you realize, like, it's super early where I'm at, right? Really early.
It's 5:30 a.m. by Steve. So peace out, butter and salt. Salty butter.
So this year, I know we were going to do our 12 days of Christmas. I don't know how we're going to do that, especially if you're going to be in Chicago.
We're not doing 12 days. We'll get a couple movies in, just a nice little peppering for you guys for the holidays, a couple bonus movies. We've got a fun one coming out, which I never heard of until Steve told me, and it's a Wonderful Knife.
We're at least going to review that, and maybe we'll toss in a Thanksgiving review. I'm hoping that we get a better version out there. I couldn't handle that one, man. I was too much. I was like, I fucking can't hear anything. I can't see nothing.
Yeah, I had to jack the volume pretty high up, and then I put subtitles on. But that's all right. I do want to see a better cut of it, because I think the special effects would come off even better. So
yeah.
All right. Well, that's it for tonight. Thank you guys. This is Alil.
And I'm sorry, I was just reading James's.
We got salt, pepper, and butter.
Yeah, that's about it. And this is Steve. And until next week, everybody, stay safe, be nice to each other, please. For fuck's sake, let there be some news next week, and keep it geeky.